Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guys. This is Davis once again, MaxCubeGaming, and today news. We're gonna be talking about Riot's game settlement, along with Activision avoiding some legal lawsuits, but then getting smacked by the judge of California. Tencent getting back its permission by China to update their apps. Ubisoft being Ubisoft and introducing Ubisoft ports and being pretty much very stubborn about NFTs, going hard into it. And lastly, we'll be talking about Halo. Halo, guys, had a tournament just not so long ago, and apparently they did not have enough Xboxes. Can you believe that? Being Halo, being Microsoft, and not having enough Xbox consoles to be able to have your players play on. Oh man. So that is the news for today, starting from Sunday till Tuesday, Wednesday morning. Once again, let's begin, guys. So Riot settles for a $100 million lawsuit, class action lawsuit for discrimination, and it was supposed to be 10 times less than that, but they got hit extremely hard, you guys. That's crazy. It's stating that Riot agreed to pay $10 million to settle a class suit filed in November 2018 by former employees, stating that discrimination, sexual harassment, and even retaliation, if they go to HR and say, hey man, my boss touched my booty or something like that, they got fired for that. This is not the only company going through this. This is the first company that I think that got smacked with these lawsuits. But we have Ubisoft, we have Activision, Blizzard, and now Riot getting hit with these lawsuits. And now they end up losing $10 million. It started at, $100 million. It started at $10 million. And then it boosted all the way up, stating that the women suing the company could be entitled up to $400 million. This is all by egadget.com, and that's crazy, guys. It just shows change has to occur. Do not support these industries, these developing teams, these devs, these AAA companies. Companies themselves. Do not support these companies themselves if they are doing this to the developers that are creating the games you like. I used to be a huge World of Warcraft fan, and I'm not playing anymore because of what's happening in Blizzard Activision. So change has to occur. Kudos to those individuals who are getting their rightfully justice and rightfully paid, and good luck to them. Hopefully they can get hired by other companies that could appreciate talent. All right, guys. So next up, we are talking about Activision avoids California bid to intervene. So what's happening in Activision right now? There are another ones who are getting sued currently. Federal judge says that she will reject California's bid to intervene in Activision Blizzard's proposed $18 million settlement over sexual harassment and discrimination claims. $18 million is nothing, you guys. Nada. Zero. So what they're stating is that the EEOP settlement, the judge is saying, it's the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, they're the ones suing them. And this judge says, okay, 18 million is what you guys are fighting for. I don't think so. They should definitely get more money going into. Then you have the Department of Fair Employment and Housing trying to get involved, and they're just saying no. Don't get involved. We got this. We're gonna hit them hard with more of a lawsuit, of a loss itself. 18 million is definitely not enough, and I agree. This conversation goes from what's Riot, going through Riot Games, Activision, Blizzard, and Ubisoft. It's not right. They should not be hit for $18 million. That's like $1. That's something they can wipe their butt with. They need to get hit with big, major lawsuits. Just like Riot, $400 million. Activision should get hit with a $400 million lawsuit. They're in the same state. So that's definitely something that has to change. This is not right for these devs, especially when you have higher ups. These higher ups knew about what was going on. in the company for years, for a decade, which makes me sad because I supported this company for 15 years of my life. To know that they were doing this to their employees, crop calling, fat culture, this culture of, you know, you could touch one person and keep it on the low, and if they go to their HR, nothing happens. Their HR only protects their company, not their employees. And that's just pathetic, guys. That's just sad. Definitely change is coming through. Hopefully, equality for sex, either a female or a male who are in the same position, should be paid equally. Their higher up, their CEO was a female and was still not getting paid equally. Things should change, and things will be changing down the road. So we have China allows Tencent to publish apps updates again after suspension. So China has been hard on regulation, has been tight on keeping things when it comes to the video games and comes to that the entertainment industry and the gaming industry on lock. 3 hours of gaming, and this punishment, this suspension was done in November, late November of this year. So almost a month, and now the suspension has been lifted. According to routers.com, this was regulated China media outlets. The paper reports that the updates had appeared in Apple App Store last month. China required Tencent to submit a new applications or updates for inspection after a number of the applications were found with infringement with their rights and interests. So they locked them for that. Now, Tencent is a huge company for China. Huge revenue, brings in a lot of money to that country. For them to regulate them is very weird. Not to mention that if they do regulate them, they also stop us from playing games that they also kind of have control over. And majority of them are mobile games. So this is a good sign that things could be going a little change when it comes to China, and hopefully Chinese players and Chinese individuals are able to play and enjoy games. Check this out, guys. Ubisoft Quartz. Play now. Can be unique control. Play. Ubisoft Quartz is a new experience for our players, built upon our vision and create an ever greater connection between you and the games worlds you love. As in, give me money, pay me NFTs right now. Thank you. They're not listening to the feedback. They're not understanding what's going on with the gaming industry and what they're going to be doing. We already have microtransactions. We talked about this last week, guys. NFTs are not good. NFTs is this fake blockchain value, in my opinion, and a lot of people in the game industry agree. There's no value in these things. There isn't. You can copy and paste stuff. You could forge it. Yeah, it's going to have a symbol and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if it's not physical, as in stocks is another thing that's not physical, and Bitcoin or cryptocurrency is not a monetary system, everything else is like obsolete. Fine. You could say, well, owning artwork is ridiculous when it comes to NFTs. I get that. Art is one thing. The gaming industry charging people a lot of money for skins, a lot of money for incomplete games, $60 for incomplete buggy games that Ubisoft is known to do, and you want to add NFTs into it. How about fix your games first? How about make sure your games are not buggy like the previous games you've released? And then maybe you could start talking about NFTs, even though you shouldn't have it in the first place. So an article that came up by the Business Insider from India, or Business Insider in general, says that Ubisoft is doubling down on NFTs with centralizing storage despite heavy criticism. Now, Ubisoft stated that they are aware of both positive and negative feedback, but are still going to introduce these products as it will help developers and teams grow due to the revenue input. Pretty much is a whole bunch of BS that's coming from Ubisoft themselves. And honestly, it's just getting old. It's getting old right away. This company is already in deep waters with what's going on with them in the lawsuits that they're experiencing as well. And now with what's coming up with the massive exodus of developers, it just shows they're not focusing on what's right. Development, developers creating quality products rather than just thinking about the dollars and how could we get more revenue. And the reason why we're saying that is because the next thing we're talking about is Ubisoft is enduring a mass exodus of developers. It is what it is. People don't want to work for those companies. And people don't want to have that on a resume. Because it's like, oh, you worked with that company? Ooh, we don't want to. They're like blacklisted right now. We can't deal with you. So how are they gonna, support themselves, support their livings? It's very messed up for developers. So Ubisoft seems to be undergoing a staff exodus as of late, with a number of developers telling Exodus company that the projects have been reportedly stalled and slowed down due to the influx of developers departing across the company's many studios. So all these games that are supposed to be under development, another Assassin's Creed, maybe another Division, all stopped, all exited, all on hold. So they're saying that the Canadian studio, both Ubisoft of Toronto and Ubisoft of Montreal, seems to be in particular hard hit despite both cities growing the game development industries, prior in the rounds of pay raises reported last month, and still according to the data grabbed by Exodus, the two Canadian companies alone saw 60 departures in the last 6 months alone. So 60 people have bounced, and this is more coming in from this company itself. Just sad, guys. Just sad of what was going on with Ubisoft, and they better get their acts together, because other major companies, other indie companies will be taking these developers and creating wonderful games in competition. That's what we need, and hopefully they get the act together, because Ubisoft back in the day was a good development, good development company, good company itself. And the fact that these companies are now turning like this, the industry in general going through stuff like that, sexual harassment, discrimination, poor job security, no unions, none of that, nothing to protect the people who create the games we love. It's just sad. And lastly, guys, for today, lastly, we'll be talking about Halo and Microsoft Xbox having issues with consoles. So you think that we're having problems getting consoles? They're having problems just having consoles for their tournaments. Can you imagine? You're making it to a tournament, is live all over Twitch. You have a stadium of fans. You're about to play Halo. You go sit down and you go, hey, where do I play? What do I play on? And then they go, oh, excuse me, sir, sorry, but you have to use dev kits because due to supply chain issues. What are dev kits? Dev kits are pretty much development consoles. They look like retail consoles and they function like retail consoles. They just have to go from development mode to retail mode, and it allows players to just play. So they end up playing. A tweet from Tashi343i, heads up, he states, heads up, opening bracket players, you will be playing this weekend on Xbox Series X development consoles. Their functionality identical and will be operating in retail mode. So it is exactly the same experience, they just look a little different. Why? Global supply chain shortages. Damn Xbox, damn Microsoft, really, bro? Really? You create a tournament, the hype is real, and you have no consoles, guys. That's sad. But yeah, that's all for the gaming news today as of Sunday to Wednesday, the 29th of December. On Thursday, we'll be resuming the second half of the gaming news of the week. If you guys don't mind, if you like what you see, drop a like, drop a subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Switch, follow me on Hover, and follow me on TikTok, guys. So once again, my name is Davis. I'm known as MaxCubeGaming, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.